going on, everybody? It's your boy Real back with another review, man. Oh, one of my favorite times of the year, October. Why? Because typically this is the time where I make my son watch a horror movie from like back in the day, like the 80s, 90s. We like try to watch one a day, one every 2 days, just so he could see where his father came from, his love of the genre, which a lot of you might not know, but I am a huge horror film fan, primarily zombie flicks and slashers. Now, I'm not so much of a fan of this new age shit, shikunery. It's all ghost and evil little girls. Like, there's always the paranormal, and like the last good latest thing I've seen was probably like The Ring. I thought was phenomenal, and Cabin in the Woods, all because of its originality. It's a lot lacking in originality. Oh, I liked Sinister. That was pretty decent. But all that other, spooky jump scares and all that nonsense, like, just it's all garbage, you know. And like my three favorite horror films has to be Night of the Living Dead, the 96 version with Tony Todd. All right. Met him too. I went to a horror hound fest. Extremely tall dude. He was dope though. He was pretty cool. And Freddy, okay, Dream Warriors, that was one of my favorites, and Hellraiser. I love me some Hellraiser. Hence the reason we are here. So Hulu has been so kind as to bless us with a new Hellraiser film. So I'm all on board. Pinhead is like the top of the top for slashers. Like, love that dude. The box. You opened it, we came. Now, with this new flick, I liked it a lot. I did. I enjoyed it. I like the twist they put on it. I like the new Cinder Bites that they added. Well, one new Cinder Bite in particular, but we're gonna get into all that. As far as Hellraiser is concerned, like Cinder Bites are the stars of the show because they're the most creative creatures. They all got their different little things, and you just want to see them. Like that was a thing for Hellraiser. Yo, who's dumb enough to open the box? And which Cenobites is finna get off. Like, how they finna torture them to the umpteenth. Now, of course, Pinhead is the coolest. The coolest. I mean, that dude is unwavering, right? He was just so dope. His voice, his outfit, which is, I'm going to get into this film. Um, but there's a lot of things I liked about it, like I just said. That new Cenobite that looked like a Yoshimitsu character that split his arms into like four. I thought he was pretty dope. The one where it's like she took something out of his like eye, and then put it in her mouth. I don't know his name, but yes, he looks pretty cool. I like that dude. Like I said, I like the new twist on it. Like you needed to, it was the different configurations. You got different gifts. You had to sacrifice different bodies to get said gift. So I thought that was pretty cool. And the last scene, the transformation of Mr. Voight when he transformed into a Cenobite himself with the ultimate Leviathan gift. So I thought that was dope. The the gore, the effects were top notch. They wasted nothing on the effects. I thought that was pretty cool. Very detailed, might I say. I do love good gore. Now there were also things I hated about this, which wasn't much, but it was major. I hated this Pinhead. I don't know if it was a chick or a dude. I don't know. But the number one thing I hated was the outfit. Oh God. That's not the Pinhead fit. It's supposed what happened to that dark tight leather with all the straps up there and he's long flowing. He used to keep his arms crossed behind his back. And he would just walk like a pimp, like he was just so smooth. Like that was an iconic outfit. You needed not fucked with it. And they just took his outfit away. Now he you couldn't tell him from a regular Cenobite. Like, where was his flavor? And I keep saying his, but I don't know. The voice was like feminine. I couldn't tell. The voice was too soft. I didn't get. I like the deep. Oh, you will experience pain. Like I like that shit. Like I don't. Why? Why? But that was the only thing I really hated about this. I can't really think of nothing else. The storyline was pretty good. Everything hit. The twist. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, Joseph, but my friends call me Joey. He is a prime example of that thing that a lot of us have to deal with, and it's the illusion that we are greater than. Like, we all like to believe that we are superb to others in certain fields, and we have this entitlement, this right to riches and great things, and that's not always the case, people. You got to know your role and shut your mouth, in the wise words of The Rock. He overstated his value, Joey, in the beginning. Imagine, if you will. So Joey is just here. I believe he had on like a sleeveless shirt. I think that's where he went wrong. Maybe he didn't. I don't know, but he was very average. He's just sitting at the bar drinking, and in walks what's her name? Starts with an S. The main chick in the beginning. I don't know, but she's just having a drink, and he's like, oh, he starts up that random conversation. He looks like he doesn't belong at this bar, or I believe he was at the house, and he's like, oh yeah, so this Voight guy, like, you work for him? Like, oh. And she's like, yeah, I think he'd love to meet you. He's like, really? Like, okay, great. Now this is where you should get a red flag. Joey, what have you done in your life that you feel entitled, that you have the, like, you would be the one chosen to meet this mega millionaire, this eccentric millionaire? Like, what about you made you special that he would enjoy your company? That's the setup right there. That's like my phone ringing, or I'm just out somewhere, and somebody approaches me like, "Hey, Elon Musk is really interested in you. Would you like to come meet him?" Yeah, go through the double doors. Hey, you never go through double doors. Never trusted double doors. Double doors, anything you enter like this, no, that's a red flag. Okay? I don't trust double doors. Double doors. Give me the single door. Give me a line of doors that just open regularly. Okay? It's too ominous with the whole push open. No, not a fan of double doors. No, but yeah, just I'm just hanging out at the bar and somebody's like, yeah, Elon Musk, the creator of Tesla and all this, he would like to meet you. What? Meet Rail? Why? Why me? No. And I'd be a fool to think that I'd be like, why? I do YouTube movie reviews, real estate agent, and a father. What the fuck? How could I possibly be on Elon's? No, this is a setup. And go through the double doors? No, he's not finna feed me to his robots. The fuck? No, I'd be like, no, no, thank you. He could meet me at a public place. Meet me at a Dunkin', because you don't want to really turn down that offer just in the case that it might be him. You're like, I wonder what Mr. Tesla got to say. No, meet me someplace public of my choosing, daytime. All right. No, I'm not. No, I'm not meeting Elon at his house, going through the double. Are you crazy? So that's where Joey fucked up. Really? Yeah. He overstated his value. He really, that was delusions. So he takes his dumb ass in there and is like, oh, this puzzle thing? Yeah, sure, I'll figure it out. He doesn't see the creepiness. Like, he's just, what, Voight is just so trustworthy. And it's like, where was his antennas? And now he get chained up in that fashion. Now here we go into the actual story. So we got Riley, who's a recovering drug addict and alcoholic, just an abuser. Okay, she's an addict and down on her luck, broke, and has a living with her brother, his boyfriend, and a roommate. Right, and they carrying her. Right, she works someplace where she don't make a lot of money, and her brother's just he loves his sister. So God bless Matt. Matt loves his sister Rye, always looking out for her. And you don't get the same vibe from the rest of them. It's almost like the roommate and the boyfriend is like, you know how Riley's gonna be. Why do you? It's my sister, and she's like, you just like to fix broken things, like that whole rigmarole, and so we see their dynamic. And Matt, let me tell you something. It's a problem I had with the Matt and his boyfriend in bed scene. Okay, it was probably the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. No two men together? No. No, could care less. Two men in bed together, half naked? Nope, not a problem. I have no issues with that. What I do have an issue with is two half naked men in bed while one is reading the other one bedtime story. You are grown men. Is he? I was like, is he reading to him? I would be disturbed if it was a woman and man in bed and the woman was reading a story. Don't what? I know the book people probably love that. Fam, I am not what? I am not 10. Are you about to bring me a warm milk? Don't read my grown ass a nighttime story. I was like, what the fuck is happening? No, that relationship had too much love. Ew. Don't read no bedtime stories. That's too much. That's too much. We're all adults here. Okay? No, we can discuss what you read, but you shall not read me word for word. And I was just like, this is no. That was too much. I was like, am I the only one? Like, who the fuck does that? Like, what relationship is that? Reading each other's bedtime stories. Am I hating? Maybe. Maybe I've never been loved to that point where somebody felt they had to read me a classic novel in order for me to have a restful evening in my bed. Maybe I am hating, but I don't care. I didn't like it. I didn't like that at all. That was very disturbing. I was like, why is this happening? You can rip all the skin off you want, but don't read another grown person a bedtime story. No. That's where I draw the fucking line, okay? I'll watch anything, blow up heads, chop them off, but you will not read me a bedtime story. Nor do I want to see that. The fuck. But yeah. So I also had okay. So then Rye has a boyfriend, Trevor, right? Who was the fake ass Chris Evans. I was like, Chris has some competition with his doppelganger. I said this should be interesting. But and I too, I don't recognize anybody in this film except for the handler, the lady, the one who had the lung problem. She was in something else. She was probably in several things. I can't think of her actual name. I can't even think of her fake name in the movie. But she was actually in things I saw. And maybe Voight. I feel like I've seen Voight somewhere. Maybe y'all can help me in the comments where those two came from. And I may have noticed them. I think they were in major films. But what I also love about horror genres is that you get things like this, the fake Chris Evans. You get these no-name actors who are either going to overact, underact, but those who make it tend to go into a lot of things. Like horror movies back in the day used to be a springboard for actors because typically you were just a glorified extra that had a few lines because you were going to get murdered soon. So anybody could do that. But if you happen to wow the public, if you happen to take your few lines and really bring it to the screen, then you would often be, shot to other films. So that used to be a rites of passage for young thespians, right? Young actors, horror movies. So I do like to see that they kept that tradition going. Now, I might have to apologize. Riley may have been in, typically, when you see stuff like this, you're like, oh, where did Riley come from? And she's probably been in 48 independent films, from college, and IMDb will just list anything like, Riley was in Talking Roses. Like, nobody ever heard of Talking Roses. So she's probably had an extensive acting career in trash-ass films. I haven't looked it up, right? Or The Hardest Concrete. See Riley in The Hardest Concrete. Like, what the fuck is that? The Hardest Concrete. Like, no, I'm not going to see that movie. Sorry. No. But yeah, so I don't want to shit on their acting careers. But this will probably be the most major thing they've seen to date. I'm just going to go out on a limb. I don't know shit. I'm speaking from a place of ignorance, and I'm fine with that. Like, I've come to grips with that. And like I said, so we got the fake Chris Evans. Now, Riley gets upset with her brother because he basically calls her a broke piece of shit. Like, I can't keep carrying you on the rent. So, she goes crying to her new little boyfriend, who, by the way, when Trevor was stroking her in the bedroom and they had that awkward, we're going to come out and I'm going to introduce you to the guy I've been banging, Trevor broke some man laws in that bedroom. Hey, fellas, if you're with your lady or any lady, especially somebody new, if you in there giving her that silly string, you over there smashing, giving her the strokes, No, you don't ever ask the woman about like your performance evaluation while you in there. Like that is so that's the worst. He in there hitting it talking about, yeah, you liking that? Is that the best? You enjoying this? Like you having a good time? Like nigga, is this a Q&A? Shut the fuck up and beat it up. Like what do we? No, this is not a time. She'll give you your progress report, I'm sure, at the end, or it'll be in her girls group chat. So you can only hope. But I tell you this, bruh, it's going in that ladies group chat. All right, so you ain't even gotta ask. If you call her and she's responding on the first text, the first call, then you've done your job. Now is not the time to be saying, yo, you enjoying this right now? Like that's breaking concentration. Like, come on. All right. And then he drops the I love you. And we don't know their relationship, but if she hasn't said it, if y'all haven't reached that and you choose this is the first time to pull that off, no. No, because that she just blew the mood with that. Fuck? What you mean, love? No, no, get out this bed. What's happening? So yes, fellas, learn from Trevor. Shut the fuck up while you in the bed and just give it your all. Give it the old college try. All right, put that back into motion. You got this, guys. All right, not too much on the talking. So yeah, I wasn't a fan of Trevor right there because his performance was no broken man laws. But anyway, so Riley comes to him all broken up, right? Oh, my brother doesn't understand. I'm clean. And he keeps looking at, and I hate that I need his approval. But I just don't want him to look at me like a piece of shit, which is fair. That's all anybody will want. Like, dude, I'm not looking for pity, but, you know, God, ease up on me. Like, I don't have to be a failure. So she's hard up for money. And now Trevor has come up with a genius idea. He's like, yo, I work at this warehouse and it's some rich asshole, right? And by the way, I hate that term rich asshole. How many times is that used in movies? When it's almost like you would use rich asshole to make it okay to steal from them. Stealing things is wrong. I don't give a fuck who it is. Rich and the poor. Keep your hands to yourself. Earn your own shit. All right? Stop stealing people's shit. People work hard for it. So, that whole, oh, it's just some rich asshole. You could break into that. Oh, some rich asshole. Just shit on his car. Oh, some rich asshole. Just steal the jewels. They have insurance. No. And then the whole, why is everybody richer than you an asshole? Like, there's not poor assholes. Like, if I didn't give a broke ass asshole like myself, if I woke up and my broke ass had 10 million in my bank account in the morning, I'd be a broke asshole turned rich asshole. Like, people are just assholes. I don't think money turns you into that. You just kind of are what you are. So let's go ahead and throw that narrative out there. Because there's probably a lot of rich people that are much nicer than yourself. Let's come to grips with that. So all rich people, all the people of wealth are not assholes. And how many of them have you met? So we need to start taking that out of movies. Like that's just laziness. That's a lazy plot uh um leader. Like a plot pusher. Rich asshole. Like people of all of a sudden, like you hear that in the movie. It's just rich asshole. That's like, oh, that's my motivation to go get this plot started. And let's start robbing shit. Like, no, that's weak. But it's a horror movie, so I'm not gonna be too heavy on it. It's not, story is not why we're here. We're here to see murder and pain. It's Hellraiser. But so yeah, she's like, yeah, I'm with the plan. It's a rich asshole, you say? Not a struggling regular person? Okay, cool. That makes it okay. Now I thought it was something strange about that safe being there, unguarded, supposedly very valuable. But okay, let's roll with that. My other issue was the ease in which it was to break in said safe. Now, I'm not a fucking genius, but I'm pretty sure that safes, people that create safes and make them, the number one thing they probably made it to resist was your garden variety average sledgehammer. Like, you could purchase a sledgehammer at your local Walmart. I would think that's like the number, like probably crowbar is like number one. I'll take that back. Crowbar is probably number one. We need a safe that can't be cracked by a crowbar. Then number two, let's make it sledger proof, i.e. hammer or some other blunt object. And I was just like, how rich could this person be? to make this safe so easily to just be broken into? I had a real problem with that. And they used two things to break into it that a safe was made to protect against: a crowbar and a sledgehammer. I said, what the fuck are we doing? No bombs, no explosive, no cracker you couldn't make do the safe cracker? At least make it kind of make sense? No, we're just gonna, and we're gonna have the chick hammer at it. Did you see fake Chris Evans? He's like at least 220, about 6'2", 220, muscular. He tapped out and then let the skinny chick from Belgrade break the safe with a sledgehammer. Yeah, that was believable, but it made sense toward the end. So she gets the box, she gets to twiddling with it, and motherfuckers disappear. Now, I did enjoy that. One went down, was Matt. Now she's involved. Because holy shit, where did my brother go? I was high, I was fucked up. He cut himself on this thing, and he disappeared. Let's go get answers. They did some research, didn't take them long, tracked her down to an old folks home. Well, I don't know, like a clinic home or for the terminally ill, maybe. I don't know. I don't know where the fuck she was. She wasn't that old for an old person's home, so I didn't know. Just a care facility. And she's like, no, you don't want to mess with this. And then she cuts herself in the tussle and she gets taken. Now old girl's starting to put the pieces together. Holy shit. You know, you cut people and then they disappear. Now they're going to go get real answers. And I enjoyed this part because typically with a lot of Hellraisers, you open the box, you try to outrun the Cinder Bites, you don't, you get caught, you get tortured, then to pass it down to somebody else, storyline, and then you open the box and then you're murdered. That's usually how it goes. And this one was more so, hey, you gotta, if you give us enough bodies, we won't take you. Instead, we'll give you some horrible gift. So that house, and did nobody think it was weird? Okay, so the trail led Riley to the house of Voight, right? Who's supposedly missing. Now, I thought it was weird that A, they were able to get in that house. B, that house was well maintained 6 years later. You got to remember, when Voight was playing with it, with young Joey got taken, that was 6 years prior. So, 6 years now, there's no dilapidation to this house. It's fine. Fucking electricity is on. I don't know how they do things in Belgrade, but I'm pretty sure you have a utility bill. And I'm like, nobody questioned why the electricity is working. And then they discover all these switches and doing all this is all operational. There's not even a spider web in that motherfucker. Like, it looked like the maid cleaned up before she left. She'll be back after the weekend. I was like, yeah, this seems eerie. Like, it seemed too welcoming. Like, come on in. But I thought the house was dope. Built in a fashion to trap people. But can we be honest with ourselves? That house, he destroyed the value of that house. Now, as a real estate agent, I have yet to meet somebody who would want a house that has all these bars on top, around, surrounding, and you can just like trap people in. Could you imagine trying to resell that shit? We're like, and yes, here we are at the foyer. Oh, is this the light switch? Oh, don't mind that. These are the prison bars, and you can just, maybe you could replace them with curtains. It'll be fun. Or maybe you could put a TV screen on one of them, just have them slide out. There's many things that I'm like, no, that house would never sell. You'd have to completely gut that. I was very mad that he just destroyed that house like that. Nobody wants to buy a makeshift prison. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, so now this is where it gets good though at the house. Because the Cenobites now they're no longer an illusion. Now everybody can see them, and they're all trying to figure it out. Like, holy shit! But it doesn't take them long. You get cut, and then they even Pinhead even came to her. No, the chick came to her, came to Riley and told her like, look, if it ain't you, it's somebody else. So we need 2 bodies, and then we'll leave you be. All right, your blood is now part of this box. We can claim you at any time. She gave her the rules. So now she's got it. Now she's got a decision to make. She's got her new boo. She got her new boo, Trevor, and she got Matt's boyfriend. That's it. Cause poor roommate got stabbed by a Voight running around his basement like a fucking hobbit. He's just running around his house stabbing people with a box. But yes, this is where it got good. And my favorite Cinnabite was there. Chatterer, he's always around. That's my favorite Cinnabite. Him and CD Head. I love those two. Who's your favorite Cinnabite? Drop it in the comments. Okay, if you're a Hellraiser fan, tell me your Cinnabite and why. You don't have to do that. But if you do, I'd be interested though. So yeah, the Chatterer was out there, and I just love that dude. That clicking sound he makes, he's dope. I liked him. Um, but yeah, so I did enjoy how Voight finally came out. Like, okay, he had that thing in his chest, so his gift was sensation, right? He didn't sacrifice all his people, and for 6 years, they've been tantalizing his nerves, letting him get to a point where they can't go numb. So like, give him a little break, and then like, could you? He's not getting any sleep. Some machine contraption just attacking your nerves randomly. Like that was, I said, holy shit, that's not a gift. So it doesn't take Riley to figure out A, claiming a gift with the Cenobites is no good. B, and that also means resurrection of Matt. They're not here to give you anything good. They're giving you what they think is good. They're like evil genies. Like no, no. But I like Voight. I like Voight because he said, "Fuck y'all. What you thought I made this house to keep y'all out? Hell no, this is a prison." And then I like that the twist where it comes to find out that Trevor has been setting. Well, he was sent to go collect the body so that Voight could get his shit undone. Because yeah, 6 years is a long time. He's over it. I don't know why it took him 6 years to get this done though. That's a little odd. Why did it take him 6 years to find somebody that he could pay to stab people or just give him a little cut? It doesn't take much with that box. You just say, hey, I'll give you $1,000,000 every time this thing shows a knife, just fucking slit some random person. So that didn't make sense. Why did it take him 6 years? But whatever. And Trevor is his box cutter. Like, he's the one sent to set up the thing, which is why opening that safe was so easy. I was like, it makes sense now. I'm like, still, a dumbass safe. And so, like I said, I like that twist because it's like, holy shit, he's been down with it the whole time. And Riley's like, really, motherfucker? So she's getting it all put together. And I like how Voight goes, yeah, I caught you. Now take this shit off me and bring your God here. Tell him I want this shit done. Or kill me. Or just let me die. And I felt him on that. Because 6 years with that contraption on his chest and back is probably long enough. He just wants death. So that's fair. That's a fair request. And I love that Pinhead outside the gate is like, oh, we're sorry to hear that. He sounds like a customer service rep. Like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that you didn't enjoy your gift. How about this? You let us in and we talk about it. We try to work this out because we like you, Voight. We want you to get you the right gift because we can't just take gifts away. We can exchange them. I was like, well, isn't he reasonable? Isn't this the most reasonable Pinhead? This motherfucker like, no, what? And Riley hits the switch, and then that's when the shit hits the fan. So this is what I enjoyed about it, right? I enjoyed that fake Chris Evans Trevor got his comeuppings. Riley didn't want to sacrifice her her brother's boyfriend. So she said, fuck it, I'll stab the dude that set us up. Fair enough. And I like that Voight still got to exchange his gift. And they gave him the power one. Like, oh, you're a powerful dude. Take power. So I like how the contraption took off him, right? When it fell off of him, that was dope. How it fell into different pieces. And then I like how they reconstructed his body from the bones to the nerves to the tissue to that fucking underskin. Very detailed. That was really fucking cool. And then I love his relief, like, yes, this shit is off me. And then out of nowhere, a giant chain goes through his pelvis to bring him to the heavens. I was like, yes. That man had 3 seconds of just like not pain before he's put right back into the shit. So I thought that was great. And Riley did the smart thing. She said, "No, I'm gonna pass on all these gifts. No, thank you." I said, "Good girl, Riley. You don't want nothing they got." She realized her brother. She realized after like looking around. Okay, you got a dude with crazy teeth. You got a chick just split open like a goddamn filleted steak. You got this dude with all pins in his head, and the gift that my man got, I don't want him to do it. So she put it together like, yeah, whatever I ask for, you're gonna fuck it up, and I'm going to get fucked up in the process. So I'm gonna just say nothing. I want nothing. And I like how Pinhead said, well, you're just not getting nothing. You're gonna get the lament, where you get to live with the fact that you murdered your brother, that you got your roommate murdered, and your lover, even though you don't fuck with him, you're still gonna feel bad about it later. So you're gonna get the lament one. So be sad for the rest of your life. And I like how he was like, you'd rather be alive and sad than just be dead with us? Like, we could just kick it. We'll show you the pleasures. We'll show you the pleasures. She's like, yeah, no, I'll be sad. I said, word. I too would just be sad. Cause like, no, I don't want nothing to do with that. So I like how it could have ended there, but it didn't. I think the dopest part, right, was actually seeing the power gift. Like, cause I was wondering, like, damn, what's power? Like, low key, I wanted to see all the gifts, but I'm like, yeah, what is this power one? And right before it ends, it gives you Voight and his gift, the bright light, and he gets transformed into the newest Cinnabite, which I'm like, got it. All Cinnabites were once people who got the power gift, and they just joined the gang. So if there's another Hellraiser, which I'd be looking forward to, we get to see what he is. But right now he's got a split mouth. He's got his design. He don't got his weapons yet, so I would like to see that. But yes, so this Hellraiser gets a. It gets. I'm gonna grade this a A minus. Right? It would have been an A if they just didn't fuck with Pinhead. Give him his deep voice and fucking give him his black long trench thing, his leather frock, or whatever the fuck that is. That's iconic. You just y'all did so good, and then just dropped the ball with something so small but is super major. Like the thing with his nipples exposed and the cross of the like that's his thing. That's his thing. That's what you go. That's what you grow to see. He had that the one where he got his chest exposed from the torso. It's so weird, but that's his. That's his. Only he could pull that off. Right? I don't like it. The best scene was probably man. What was the best scene? It was some good deaths. I don't know. I kind of liked how the roommate went out. She got beheaded. She got a good talking to. She got chained up. I think Joey's dumbness really made me laugh. I was like, why? Why would you go through the double doors off to the left? Um, but yeah, that might have been the cleanest death. That was a pretty good one. And I liked his torture weapon that he had. I like that scene was pretty cool, as far as just the graphics go. But yeah, yeah. Who won this movie? Who was like the best actor in the movie? It was actually fake Chris Evans. He probably has the most promising career out of everybody in there. Riley, the star, she was whatever. You could literally insert her, just somebody playing a drug addict and confused and running around and putting stuff together. Like she did nothing for me. Fake Chris Evans actually was going through some emotions. He actually did some acting. So the real Chris Evans should be on the lookout. He's coming for his next Captain America. I could see that. I can see that. He's the Save a Lot version of Chris Evans. The budget. But yeah, so that's my review for Hellraiser. If you haven't seen it, oops. Sorry. Spoiler alert, should I say? But you know how I get down. So if you click this, it was your own damn fault. Now tell me what y'all thought about Hellraiser, and is there any film that you look forward to me maybe reviewing in the horror genre. All right, so get in those comments, and most importantly, protect your health, yourself, your wealth. Your boy Rel is out of here, man. Peace. Yo, I know I don't need no introduction, but y'all know who it is, man. It's your boy Hollywood Rel, and I appreciate you for sliding through and watching these videos. But you know what I need from you? All right, if you ain't already, I need you to like this and subscribe this, man. We at 1,000 trying to get to 2, all right? Push it for your boy. Get them algorithms up. So when it come to that subscribe button,